Alright, today we're going to draw Bohr models. A Bohr model is simply a representation that shows the number of electrons in the outer shell. It's going to show the protons, neutrons, and electrons in an atom. We need to understand the periodic table first of all. If I draw a simple periodic table, it tells you a couple of things. Vertical columns are going to tell you the number of electrons in the outer shell. In column 1, how many electrons does it have in its outer shell? One electron. Column 2 will have 2 electrons. In general, we're going to say that these have 2 electrons. 13 will have 3 electrons. Column 14 will have 4 electrons. 15 will have 5 electrons. 16 will have 6 electrons. 17 will have 7 electrons. And column 18 will have 8 electrons, which is the most it can have in its outer shell. The rows are significant also. So horizontal rows are going to tell you the number of rings or shells that your atom is going to have. So, looking at the periodic table, to do an example real quick, let's look at sodium. Sodium has an atomic number 11, atomic mass of 23. Now, using this information, what does the atomic number tell us? Yes, it tells us the number of protons, which has to be equal to the number of electrons. And to figure out the number of neutrons, I take this number, which is the atomic mass, minus the atomic number, and I will get that there are 12 neutrons. Okay? So 11 protons, 11 electrons, and 12 neutrons. Okay. Now, in order to draw this, what I need to do is go ahead and draw my nucleus. Oh, let me cover the electron shells first. Here's my nucleus, big N. The first shell can always hold 2 electrons. The second shell can hold 8 electrons. The third shell can hold up to 18. Fourth can hold up to 32. 50 for the fifth shell. 72 for the sixth. And I doubt you go any more than that. So, let's draw this one. Inside the nucleus there will be 11 protons. There will be 12 neutrons. If I look on my periodic table, sodium is in row, which is horizontal, row number 3, which means there's going to be 3 rings. So I can go ahead and draw 3 rings right now. I can look on my periodic table and see that sodium is in column, which is vertical, column 1, meaning it has 1 electron in its outer shell. So I'm going to go ahead right now and draw the 1 electron in the outer shell. It has 11 electrons. I just drew 1. I only have 10 left to put. So I'll go ahead and start filling from the inside. The first shell will have 2. That leaves me with 8. The second shell can hold up to 8. I have 8 left. So that's what's going to happen. 2, 8, and 1 is what sodium looks like. And that is the Bohr model for sodium. Let's do one more. Let's look at which one? A high number. How about krypton? Let's look at krypton. Krypton is 36. What is the atomic mass of krypton? 84? Alright, so what does this tell me? How many protons? This has 36 protons. How many electrons? 36 electrons. How many neutrons? 38. 48. 48. Okay, we'll go with that. What row is krypton in? It is in row 4, meaning it's going to have 4 rings. What column is it in? It's in column 18, so it's going to have 8 electrons in its outer shell. Alright, so let's go ahead and start drawing this. Inside the nucleus, I will have 36 protons. I will have 48 neutrons. 2, 3, 4. It will have 4 rings because it's in row 4. It is in column 18, so its outer shell will be full, so there will be 8 electrons in its outer shell, which means that there were 36 to start with. I just placed 8, so that leaves me with 28 electrons to put. The first shell can hold 2 electrons, leaves me with 26. The second shell can hold 8 electrons, which leaves me with 18. And the third shell just happens to be able to hold 18 electrons, So that it takes care of the rest of those. And that is the Bohr model for krypton. Any questions?